We are working on RNBB 30. No, not 30. RNBB4. You have to center you. There we go. Now we have to center the entire sprite. There we go. And we bring out your arms. Boop. 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 Now we ungroup you. Remove a finger. Regroup you. There we go. You have Radical 31. Whoops. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Sound time. R and E. Let's import R and E. Well, radical equals.
That's true. Those, they usually do follow. But something I've always said, I've said it in different areas of the last 12 years, is I would rather have a show that struggles to get views or attention if the world felt like a safer, less chaotic, less horrible place. And I truly think that the horrible that I'm thinking about, that's not even going to be fully seen and felt for another 2.5, 3.5 years. Whether that be because of things that are in Trump's so-called big, beautiful bill finally actually taking effect and having an impact on even a good number of his voters, as well as, whatever the hell the sense of normal is at that point. I mean, once again, we're only like 6 or 7 months in to Trump's term. Even that, it doesn't take into account things like, okay, what's going to happen when Jerome Powell gets replaced? What's going to happen to the value of the dollar? What's that going to do to buying habits, new buying habits? Then the answer is yes.
I am not trying to find that.
Advertisers and how much they're sponsoring shows like that are on the internet. Oh my God, does that mean all of a sudden that there's less dollars? And so as far as how it's going to impact business 1 to 4 years from now, that's where kind of the biggest question marks are. The big thing this brings me back around to, it's something that I have, people around me, I have definitely a more diverse area as far as, who supports who. Now, my big thing, especially when, someone will stumble across my videos and be like, oh, this guy suffers from Trump derangement syndrome. It's like me just like saying what Trump tweeted. What I say is like, Donald Trump, he's from me. He probably would not be a fan of my show.
What the heck?
That's what the big beautiful bill in part said. Trump this year, I have a co-bank account who's been very likely going to save my rich ass tens of thousands of dollars minimum a month, as we talk about on the show. It's going to be to the detriment of millions of Americans, largely the most vulnerable of Americans. It's horrifying to think of how many millions of Americans are
Okay.
educated, and once again, that's just one aspect of all while you have economists and experts saying this is going to again in terms of this question, okay, how is it impact the business 1 to 4 plus years from now? Although in the past 2 decades, I feel like I've busted my ass to get to this point. I also have to say, without social safety nets, and it could be something as simple as, paid lunch. Like, I was a trailer park kid for a while. State made sure I had food in my stomach at lunch when I went to a public school, which was also free for me. I see so much conversation and even legislation today that feels very much like we have to cut social safety nets because the people that don't have are somehow inherently lesser. When really, it's like a lot about just opportunity. I think that we need our governments to do as much as we can to make sure that, 1, people get more opportunities, and 2, when life inevitably hits you, whether it be something like a car crash or an illness that you get or something like that, that doesn't just automatically ruin your life, whether it be because you didn't actually get the care that you needed, or it puts you in so much debt that it feels like you can never dig yourself out from. You can say that I agree with you, but I imagine a big believer in fair taxes. So AJ, thank you for the question. I think it is something I'm this for everyone, but especially to like my 75% male audience. So between 19 and 44 years old, majority of people like 30, 40. I always say, no matter what your size, your weight, that one minute just to have a chapter of the story. I think every guy should see how good they can get at one point in their life. For the main thing that I will stress to you is just start moving your body right. And moving your body and eating right is becoming easier when you're moving your body. Closest thing to magic word for most of the shit you feel is like make better and you basically get mentally better at my kids better at people treat me nicer because we're part of a closest nation. I also feel like I treat people better because my health is just better and it makes it easier to be the man that I want to be. Also, this is massively important when we have a male loneliness epidemic happening out there and a loneliness epidemic in general, but especially
I'm gonna show y'all the sound file for this.
club gyms, workout clubs, or just, there being other people who are taking care of themselves. Also for the straight male guys out there, I'm not saying, go fucking crazy because, a lot of people, they get into fitness and they start building their bodies with the male gaze, like,
This is my version.
steroid places, very easily it can get to an unhealthy place because the unrealistic body images that many fitness influencers put out there. When you take care of your health, it's going to make men and women easier to be more confident, healthier mental space. The main things I come back to constantly on this is one, your mental health is going to be so much better and corrected, and two, it's not ensuring your body can do things better and more. So with that in mind, we're going back to your initial core question. When I started, my mile time was no good. I didn't check my time. I would walk and eventually I'd jog for 30 seconds and then walk for 2 minutes and then 1 minute on, 1 minute off, and then I just kept doing that and doing that. So one day I could do a motion for 5 minutes, then eventually 10 minutes, and eventually I felt like I was going to die that day. I think I did maybe a mile somewhere between 12 and 14 minutes. I don't remember the exact time. But also the big thing is that you do not need to immediately run. That can be so bad for your joints. So
And you could not say that this is fake.
I try to look for things like hikes in addition to getting fresh air and sunlight. The sun is such a game changer. Like go out, get sun as early as you can. Just like I'm not saying like lay out by the pool or something, but if it is available to you, like get 10 minutes of sunlight in the morning before everything. The day really starts. Those hikes, the steepness, and helping kind of slowly build muscle and power. And then
Whenever I give up, I just do this.
especially when you're a big person. Like I did weighted lunges and squats. Now, when I was 100 pounds more, I was the weighted squat, weighted lunge. And also, you gotta fucking throw ego out of the window. If you run or jog, it's gonna suck initially. You can't do a regular push-up at first.
Let's do this one.
It's not a brutal push-up. It's a modified push-up. It's a run.
I don't like it.
Even the only people who are gonna mock you are fucking just worthless fuckheads who are actively trying to better yourself in some insecure fuckhead.
Let's just shift it all the way down there.
That need to deserve your attention. Then, as far as when it comes to food, I just keep it simple. When I was losing weight because I was very obese, I just made sure that I was eating a caloric deficit for a guy my age and my size. That's around 2,100 calories. It's an hour. I'm just doing maintenance. I try to average that, right? So sometimes I'm lower, sometimes I'm higher, and as long as it evens out, right? As far as the food, like this is gonna be boring as shit because getting healthier is boring as shit. Just trying to generally stick or average out to a certain area of things. I snack for a day, but I just try to have healthier snacks. So a day, like omelets or hash browns or bagel. We usually use egg beaters, spinach, cheese, a bunch of veggies. We use sometimes bacon, definitely a healthy dose of garlic and pepper, or I'll just do a ton of high protein yogurt with a ton of berries and granola. For lunch, I try to make a salad usually with a lot of chicken. Maybe I'll throw in a low carb bread to make sure that I'm getting fiber. And then, just listen to my body. If I'm hungry, I eat. And so for snacks, I have things like hummus and cucumbers, broccoli, carrots. As far as dinner, that's usually more of a wild card. I'm just kind of open to whatever at that point. I love the dinner. My wife handles it. So sometimes it's heavier, sometimes it's lighter. I have a sweet tooth, so if it's heavier, I'll do like sugar-free ice pops, like 15 calories a pop. Or if it was on the live end, I'll probably do like a Yasso bar, bring peanut butter one, fudge one, and just a classic vanilla one. Then as far as fitness, I try to make sure that I walk like 4 to 5 miles a day. I work out right, weight training like 4 times a week, usually only on but also like a good way to kind of kickstart something is if you're, let's say you're gonna watch a TV show, produce a full show, work way towards doing 100 push-ups, crunches, and squats in that day. So you do 5 at a time, 25 at a time. Just move your body, introduce a change. But also I'll say I'm going back to walking and running. That is the multitaskers dream. You can stand for 5 hours, music, you can listen to an audiobook.
Frick. This is why you guys don't know. You guys don't know. I actually made this sound. It's his 30s sound. It's Radical 22. Radical 23. Radical 26. This was Radical 26. Radical 27. Radical 28. And Radical 29 is just this one sped up. I feel like I could do something with this. Let's get to distortions. Oh, that's all heavenly, oh my gosh. That sounds so weird. Oh my god. we broke beatbox. Okay. Don't ask.
Research in American universities, they're reporting
I don't even have any sound ideas at this point. These are the mouths that I have. Two of them are layered on top of each other. Why? Why? You can see those, right? That's another mouth. Why are these grouped together? That's not allowed. Square mouth. That might explain that, I guess. Boom. Bam. Rotate. Thinking of using one of these in a little while. Oh. Open. Keep closed. You just need to fade it to this mouth. It's way too small. And we just steal this mouth for the final sprite. This looks so goofy. What? This is the sound that we're going to be using. R. Okay, well now we're just gonna need 4 sprites. Sprite of 16 and 4. 4. Now I just need 16. Boop. Just copy that. Oh my gosh. No, we just need 2's Sprite, though. We need 2's Sprite. 2, I'm stealing you. Come here. All we need is just those 2. All that we need to steal from you is just your glasses and your mouth. This is literally just 1.5. Basically. Square root of 16. Stealing your numberlings. No! And then we just make you white, and then you purple. Purple. Bam! Done. Don't ask why I had to download this. Just roll along with it. This one's forced off, but shut. Biting your lips for some reason. Why? Let's steal your face. Stealing 16's face is fun. You just get to rip their face off of them. There we go. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. White. Oh my gosh, that actually looks pretty good. Make the stuff on this side this color, and then this color darker version. This side it's white, but then darker white. Yeah, like that. Look at how perfect this looks. This looks so good. Why does this look so good? I'm too good at this. Basically the exact same thing, but we have to get it exact. There we go. There we go. Why the heck do you look like that? It looks so weird on you. Whoops. Well, 16, we have to steal your mouth again. No, not my mouth. I feel like her mouth would be pretty wide. Okay. 16 never really likes to close their mouth. So, oh, whoops. Okay. There. I know that's way too much. That's way too slow. That's way too fast, I mean. It's already been 30 minutes! Hope y'all understand that I don't throw these together. It takes me a while. There we go. That looks better at least. Basically, it's square root of 31 minus 4. 2, 3, 4, 3. Sure, the 3. Eep. Six, 7, and then there we go. 5, 6, and then 7. Bro, do be saying hey. So it's those. So it'd be. What is this? There we go. Now let's test it. Oh, it actually looks pretty good. Wait, I just now realized those are basically the same color. Oh my gosh. Look. It blends perfectly. It's like this. This becomes them. Why is my caps lock on? Stop! Okay. Oh! Oh! It looks perfect! We are literally basically at the edge of my Sprite pack. Woo!